Busy summer travel season ahead. Well, traditionally it is, but we've already had indications, first of all, that the elbows up trend is going to continue to a certain degree, with Canadians sticking a little bit closer to home, not venturing, for example, into the U.S., maybe doing more traveling within Canada, maybe not as far once they get a gander at gas prices. Even if you're just going up to a cottage, or you're taking just a weekend away this summer, it's painful to gas up these days. We have the conflict ongoing in the Middle East. It seems that every day we hear from Donald Trump that the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz is imminent because they really want a deal. Iran really, really wants a deal. And we've been hearing that for days and days and days now. So I think it's very hard for us to have any confidence that that is going to be resolved anytime soon. We've also had predictions from some of the big gas companies that gas prices are going to be heading. We've had a little reprieve, but going to be heading up again. Let's go to Canada's expert on gas prices, the president of Canadians for Affordable Energy. Welcome back, Dan McTeague, to CJAD 800.
Good to be here, Trudy. Thanks for having me.
Where do you want to start? It is so complicated these days. They're talking dipping into the strategic reserves and so on. What is your prediction, first of all, for, if I can ask you to stray into political territory, the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz? How quickly, even after the word is given, could that be accomplished?
Well, even if it were to happen, I believe the pricing that we currently pay already takes that into account. I mean, you've mentioned Donald Trump for the 14th, 15th time saying, yeah, it's just around the corner, peace is almost there. And markets normally tend to react. Overnight, Asian markets had oil going up $3-4 a barrel. Trump comes out and says, yeah, again, let's go for the head fake. Everything's fine. It's going to happen. And suddenly oil prices drop. So believe it or not, we're paying an extraordinarily cheap price relative to what would otherwise be if we did not follow the laws of fundamentals of supply and demand. Supply is extraordinarily short, perhaps a historical critical low. You mentioned the strategic reserves, not just of the United States, but around the world. At the beginning of the war, the International Energy Agency called upon countries to deliver 400 million barrels from that reserve. They've delivered about 150 already, and so they're running low. Another 2, 3, 4 weeks of this, and they'll be at critical levels. The wild card in all this, China. China isn't importing as much. Apparently has a massive amount of reserve. We don't know what it is because they keep things very close to themselves. But it is sort of giving the impression that perhaps there isn't the great demand out there that one would expect. Nevertheless, the world is very short of oil, not just floating inventories, but onshore inventories. And what that means, Trudy, is that we're going to be looking at a rather dramatic escalation in prices at some point when we start to see refiners and others commenting that they're running out of fuel because they don't have enough oil to make that fuel, whether that be gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, even fertilizer. So the reality is that we're living in a bit of an odd world in which one would expect prices to skyrocket. They haven't. And it's really based on, the futures commodity market traders, buying the rumor, buying the tweet rather than what's available. If I look today at buying any oil pretty much anywhere in the world, it's $120 to $150 a barrel, not $80 or $90 or $100. So there's a massive gap and disconnect, and that disconnect can't last forever. Most estimates are that end of June, beginning of July, the rubber meets the road, and we will see those prices go up dramatically.
Before I ask you just how high, let me get back to the strategic reserve question. As an oil-producing country, what is Canada's situation vis-a-vis strategic reserve?
We have it. It's in the ground. It can come out within a day or two. It doesn't take that long. Usually about a week for us to get out of we have far more than what we can produce. Canada produces 4.95 million barrels a day. We consume about 2.3 million barrels a day. So we have a lot of reserve. Almost all of that goes to the United States, which, of course, we have Donald Trump saying he's energy independent. Baloney. The United States produces 13.7 million barrels a day. That's the height it's never seen before. but it consumes just over 20.6 million barrels. I don't want to throw these stats out but I've done the math on this, and there's no way that one can make the argument that this won't somehow affect Canada. As far as Canada's reserve is concerned, it's what's in the ground and how easy it is to get it out. Our problem, again, tends to be capacity, infrastructure, what it takes. The takeaway capacity in Canada is rather limited compared to its potential.
And refining potential. I mean, I still remember when Montreal had, Refinery Row in the east end of Montreal.
That's right. Shell closed it down. I know as a member of Parliament for the Liberal Party when that last one in the East End shut down. And that, of course, meant, where we're going to get our fuel from. But we have the Line 9 pipeline built many years ago, which now provides a lot of oil, not just from Alberta, but the refineries in Sarnia. You have the Petrocan refinery. You also have Saint Romuald, which, of course, has the Valero plant. So there's enough to go around. We don't have a problem with refineries. Refineries have increased capacity, and we have pipelines that connect them. Our difficulty is that the world now has a shortage, and Canada isn't able to step up to the plate, given that it's one of the largest provable reserves of oil in the world. By the way, I know that some people like to comment and disparage the oil, but that oil produces diesel. You see, the problem between Americans is that they can't produce diesel with their light, tight shale. And around the world, people think, oh, that's clean, lighter gas. Yeah, that's great. It makes gasoline, but you can't run your military. You can't run your ag system. You can't run your jets. You can't run your trains. You can't run your transport without diesel. Diesel is the global workhorse. And without heavy oil, no diesel, no economy, no military, no ag, no economy that functions modern times. So that's why Canadian oil, as much as some disparage it, is actually extraordinarily well received. And if we don't do it, well, there's a little country called Venezuela that's prepared to do it for us.
All right. How high, Dan?
Yeah, I think we're going to be looking at $150 oil regardless. One day, the excuses will run out. People will get tired of this stuff. In the meantime, they've gone for the head fake. There's only so much what's called short selling, where you try to dumb down the value of oil despite fundamentals. So I think 150 would put us up about 20 to 25 cents a liter from where we are in the 215 range here in Montreal.
And for the rest of the summer, into the fall, the rest of the year?
The longer this goes on, the higher. It's not that it'll go up and then come back down a day or two or a week later. It's that it'll stay up there for pretty much all of 2026 and well into 2027. The damage that's been done in the Persian Gulf, the time it takes for vessels to move from point A to point B is a matter of months, not days or weeks. And that will mean if these sites, whether it be in Iran, whether it be Kuwait, whether it's been Bahrain or Iraq, all of them have been targeted. All of them are mature sites. They will take a long time to resume their normal, normal levels of operation. But it gets back to where we were, Trudy, in February of 2026. You're looking at likelihood everything getting back to normal by February of 2027.
You're breaking my heart, Dan.
Breaking my bank account is what I'm doing.
Well, everybody's bank account, because even if you don't have a car, you're still paying for the oil and the diesel that goes into the trucks that deliver the groceries, right? So it's all of us. Dan McTeague, thank you very much for your time and your analysis and your expertise. Bad news, but we appreciate it.
Thanks, Trudy. I'll try to be a little bit less dour next time.
Okay, let's hope you'll have reason to be. Dan is president of Canadians for Affordable Energy.
Close your eyes, and you can hear the entire world come alive. 2026 FIFA World Cup is on, and you can stream it all live on TSN Radio. From the opening kickoff to the final celebration, every match, every moment. Listen to FIFA World Cup on TSN Radio.
Gives Canada the lift off.
Available on iHeartRadio.